What's going well really is the culture part of it. Anytime you kind of grow, you kind of come across a culture identity crisis, right? And we had to get rid of a few long-term employees and was tough. And the old mindset would be, wow, how do you get rid of somebody like that and replace them with the right fit? I've kind of learned a lot, even with my experience with men like you, and Rise Up Kings, of just getting to be in forums and listen to other experiences, not even in the HVAC space, but just men that are doing great things and how they're doing it. And hey, I read this book about how to cultivate culture and scorecards. And that's something really big we're doing right now, is just looking for the right person, good attitude, good communication skills. It's important, if you have a bad day, you got to communicate it to your boss, to your leader.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Tim Evans, who's a buddy of mine from Rise Up Kings. He is the owner and founder of Aim High HVAC, and he actually is a fellow Colorado resident, and just an all-around good dude, and big Nuggets fan. Go Nuggets. So, Tim, thanks for coming on the show, man. Thanks for joining us on the pod. Tell us a little of your story, man. Tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Well, I got started in business in 1994 in California. Started a company there called Evans Mechanical. It's still going strong. Daughter moved out here in 2012, and our only daughter, and kind of knew we were going to end up in Colorado, so we sold the business to an existing employee, or an employee there, a long-term employee. And moved out here and was really going to retire. I said retire. I didn't know there was bets of how long I could stay retired, but over under. And in 2016 started Aim High HVAC, and really this company just really multiplied fairly quickly. Built this one in probably 3 years, what took me 20 years to build that company too. So pretty amazing opportunity out here in Colorado, and just really have been blessed to have such an opportunity here. And this company has grown really fast and continues to grow. Love Colorado.
What do you attribute that to? So you said 20 years versus 3. Is it the market? Is it something, a way you're doing differently in business?
Yeah, a little of both. I mean, after 20 years of doing business a certain way, you kind of sometimes, are stuck on a certain way of doing it. But at that time, I was doing some business consulting and kind of learning a few things, new technology coming out, the cloud, operating in the cloud instead of, tied to, floppy disk and all the stuff that we started out with, and computers, and really just had a vision of going mobile with the company. Had built myself my own estimating programs and scheduling tools. And so I really, when I started this one, I kind of thought, okay, I'm going to do this differently. But it's kind of twofold. One is, I remember me and my wife going for a walk, and we were kind of above this lake a little bit, and seeing all the rooftops. Really didn't see the rooftops until the leaves fell, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of opportunity here in Colorado. We came from a town that had 28,000 people, and literally I'm looking at hundreds of thousands of homes in a very small area. So I just thought, wow, what we could do in a town of 28,000, the area we covered was about 80,000. We're really in a big city now, and we're in the suburbs in Highlands Ranch, mostly Littleton, but it's endless of what we can do. So a couple things. One is just embracing the new technology of working outside of the old ways of the cloud and going into the cloud and technology, but also having a bigger populace to really promote what I do too. And we're kind of in that next level right now of another growth thing of AI and virtual assistants and all that stuff. So I'm trying not to pigeonhole myself into to where I was 10 years ago and limiting my growth. So I'm kind of feeling very excited just turned 61. So I'm kind of like where a lot of my friends are retiring and thinking about Social Security and stuff like that. I'm thinking of scaling and growing and expanding my business. So it's pretty exciting, at the same time.
That was really cool. I know we hung out, you and I, recently, and you kind of just talked about your company culture, the types of people you have on staff, and then just uniquely that you're independently owned. But yeah, just talk to us about kind of the business itself and kind of what makes you guys unique and different.
Yeah, I think a lot of, I think it was pretty good that I've already sold a company once and kind of been there, done that. And, it was tough selling your baby I mean, it was like, that was my whole life existence, I mean, what a way I made my living, raised my family and did stuff. And after 20 years, it was pretty tough to let it go. And what I didn't realize is coming here is there's kind of cycles, like companies my size are really sought after by the bigger companies to buy, and it's kind of tempting to take a payout, but I kind of been there, done that once, and I have a different vision of growing and scaling this business as an independent owned company, to really like have dedicated, loyal employees to know that I'm here with them and we're battling together to become one of the bigger companies, and we don't have to sell to a company to become bigger. We can just become bigger but we're growing at a rate that I feel like still doesn't change our culture and who we are, and the people we assimilate in actually want that culture too, so it is definitely a new world we're living in for sure, as far as what people are wanting out of a company. They kind of want the security of a big company, but they're also, I think, they still want that small feel of dealing with the owner. So,
Yeah.
a lot of my culture is one day I'm out helping on installs. I may be doing an estimate tomorrow. I may
Yeah.
be in the office here helping training a new guy. So there,
Mm.
I love the flexibility I have as an owner to do that.
Mm. Just for the sake of the audience, give us a sense of the size of the company, whether that be like top line sales, employees, whatever way you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I mean we're at 23 employees right now, and that's including myself, and my wife works in the company also. Uh, we're definitely seven-figure company, prepared to be an eight-figure company very quickly. Very excited about what we're doing on a revenue standpoint, because it's basically uh, growing what I call the right way, one customer at a time, literally celebrate every new customer. And it's pretty
Mm.
exciting as a team to do that. We're not needing to add 500, a month, but we have goals of, 400 in a quarter is pretty doable. And we do it quite often. So we're scaling pretty quickly, and it's one customer at a time, but really doing it the right way and celebrating each and every customer.
I love that. Tim, what do you feel like is going really well with your business right now? And then what do you feel like are some challenges that you guys are facing?
Yeah, what's going well really is the culture part of it. Anytime you kind of grow, you kind of come across a culture identity crisis, right? And we had to get rid of a few long-term employees, and was tough. And the old mindset would be, wow, how do you get rid of somebody like that and replace them with the right fit? Um, I've kind of learned a lot, even with my experience with men like you, and Rise Up Kings, of just getting to be in forums and listen to other experiences, not even in the HVAC space, but just men that are doing great things, um,
Yeah.
and how they're doing it. And hey, I read this book about uh, how to cultivate culture and scorecards, and that's something really big we're doing right now, is just looking for the right person, good attitude, good communication skills. It's important, if you have a bad day, you got to communicate it to your boss, to your leader, and so a lot of what we're doing right is just really taking the culture that I've always had and really solidifying it, making the core principle of the company. The stuff that goes tough is gaining the A players, you say, the people that want to be in a company that is growing is sometimes tough because growth scares people, because they might think, wow, where do I fit in this new company, or what do I do? And so that's a real communication part on my part, is explaining to even the existing customer, people, where they fit in. And even to our clients, sometimes you get clients that are like, you know, wow, the new way you're doing your membership program, or the way you communicate with us, we have to make it a positive thing. So it's sometimes a challenge just getting across those existing people that where we're going is a positive thing, and it's going to be good for all of us. It is a challenge, though.
I love that. One thing that was really interesting when we hung out recently, and I guess I just maybe don't know the HVAC space very well, but it seems like you have some other ancillary things that you guys do that are actually adding to your bottom line as well. So beyond just like HVAC stuff, what are some of the other services that you guys offer?
Yeah, we do water treatment. We do water heater. We do some minor electrical stuff. We partner with a company that's to do electrical stuff, and really excited about being able to offer that. Even in our installations, there's a lot of times we're running like air quality is a big thing that we do, and water quality. I mean, the air we breathe, the water we drink. A lot of people just kind of, well, it's just dry here in Colorado. Well, it doesn't have to be in your home. Well, I have allergy problems. You don't have to have that in your home. And so a lot of the air quality stuff, I think it's a business all on its own. Uh, it's just hard to get people to really think of their environment as much as they should. They think I'm hot or cold, but they don't think so much of, I have a runny nose, I have watery eyes, I have bloody nose. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of opportunities just in air quality and water treatment,
Yeah.
is a big thing too. I tested my water a few years ago, and my spa, my sauna, my hot tub water was probably better to drink than what was coming out of my tap. It had so much chlorine and chloramine in it. So water treatment solved that problem, and it's hard to get that out there to a lot of people.
That's cool. I know I somehow wound up in the algorithm that, telling me that everything in my house is trying to kill me, including my air and my water, and especially my water.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so interesting that those are, it seems to me like when I see some of the companies that like just do plumbing, I'm like, wait a second, they're also doing some of the HVAC stuff that you guys are doing. It seems like you guys all kind of veer into each other's lanes a little bit. Why is that? Is that you just kind of hear from your clients they want that help, or how does that come about?
It's a couple things. I think a lot of the bigger companies, once they plateau on revenue, they kind of have to feel like, instead of getting better at what you do, you sometimes add layers to what you do. So we're careful not to do that. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's a partnership with a plumber, or a partnership
Yeah.
with electrician, as opposed to going, let's go all in electrical, or let's go all in plumbing, because
Yeah.
I believe there's still specialized trades. I really am a expert refrigeration guy. I started out in commercial refrigeration. Uh, Love the residential space. Gave up commercial because I really do love serving people in the residential space way more than I did the commercial people. But once you feel like you plateaued in revenue, you start going, like, I actually thought one day I should add garage doors, because I can't get anybody to come out and work on my garage door. And so I thought, wow, I should just add garage doors. But I'm not a garage door guy. But if I did, I would do it well, and I would be available for customers and all that. So I think a lot of plumbers, they start seeing what HVAC guys are making, and they covet what we have, right? And we look at what they're doing, we kind of covet what they have, instead of staying in our lanes sometimes. So sometimes it is it. When I was in California, I was a licensed plumber there also. And I felt like I wanted to specialize more here in the HVAC space, But that is, I think it's more of a revenue thing for some companies. I kind of believe that I want to maximize what I'm doing, first of all, and what I'm good at, before I expand to something else. And I don't think in the area we are, more than 5% of the people, even maybe 1%, even know who we are. So I got a lot of work left to do, still promote Aim High HVAC before I venture out into other things. So I do try to stay in my lane on that, to stay powerful. But I do think a lot of companies, it is revenue driven, you know, just more revenue, even if it's not a good quality product. And I'm really dead set on it's got to be a quality product before we
Yeah,
expand into it.
that's so good. Let's talk about AI for a sec. So, I know that you and I have kind of nerded out on some of the cool technology that's out there. How are you, well, let's start there. How are you using it now in your business, if at all?
Well, this is the part that I need to get better on. So I'm going back 10 years ago where I was like very proud of myself that I could run a business on an iPad. To say that now, people are going, yeah, big deal. Uh, this is one of the things I try to, pick your brain as much as I can on this. The AI, what I feel like we should be using it for, is answering the phone, doing the day-to-day tasks, scheduling. And we had a meeting with our marketing people the other day, and they showed us we missed just last week 65 phone calls.
Dang.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, and over 90 days, we missed over 300 phone calls. And I'm sitting there going, what have I missed over a year? What do I miss next month and the month after? So I've tasked kind of us to go, okay, we've got to explore what AI can do. We use the big CRM as a platform, and we're paying to have an AI operator. It just doesn't work. I won't name the company just because they sell you stuff that doesn't work. So now I'm going, I had to have you explain to me the difference between VA and AI. I mean, so I thought AI was, so virtual assistant, I'm interested in that because I want the phone answered every time. And even a VA can't do that. So AI, at some point, if I'm missing 65 phone calls in a week, uh, what will it be as I grow this company in a year from now? Is it 65 a day? And so we need to know how to leverage AI. So that's what I'm hoping more. That guys like you
I'm
can
here
help.
for it, baby. I'm here for it. I love it. You and I met each other through Rise Up Kings. Let's talk for a sec how that's impacted your life, business, whatever areas of your life it's impacted the most.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's been so impactful. I mean, I learned something new almost every day from something with Rise Up Kings. Uh, one of the things, and I shared with you, I went on a journey last January. Of actually February 1st. I didn't want to be the stereotypical guy, but I lost 65 pounds in the last year. And a lot of it is the principles of living by, faith, family, fitness, and finance. I love those pillars. It's kind of a pillar I believe in. And so Rise Up Kings really is an accountability tool for me to not only have people that I can reach out to, like yourself and many, many guys that I've been able to reach out to, but even just the weekly mastermind calls and the things that they do, it really is an impactful thing. I just all the way from I just finished reading the Bible, first time I've ever read the Bible front to back, and I've got the Rise Up King app, and every day I'm pushing the button, read Bible, and so that was exciting for me to get to do that at age 61, to be able to read the Bible from front to back, and so Rise Up Kings has been very big impact for me for sure. I've just started in it really since July.
Well, that need to come back to you on that because we need to get this Colorado community up and rolling, man. Wyoming and Arizona is kicking our butts. So
and Florida.
And Florida's on another level. So we need to step it up. And word to all my buddies in Colorado, we're coming for you in the new year. Tim, what's something that we haven't talked about that gets you fired up?
Probably my family is the opportunity to lead my family. I have a small family. I mean, my wife and daughter and son-in-law and two granddaughters, but really it's just what fires me up is just the future the opportunity I have to lead them. And just, I had lunch with a good friend of mine today, and he was talking about, his granddaughters, he lost some weight here in the last 6 months, And he kind of was like, his granddaughter's like, she's in college. She's like, come on, Grandpa, you can have a cookie. And I'm like, I've got a whole different culture with my granddaughters because they're young, is they're going to know that Papa doesn't need a cookie, So I'm excited about just leading my family and just seeing where that goes. Business, I don't want to say I've done it all, but I've been in business for 30 years. I've done a lot. I've accomplished a lot. I want to accomplish a lot more. Family, I kind of probably let my family down and being so busy at work and just working all the time that now I get an opportunity to kind of let my grandkids see what a complete person is, and all the pillars that I believe in, So that fires me up just thinking about the next 20 years, my granddaughters, growing up and getting older and seeing our family kind of flourish.
I love it, man. I mean, that's the most important business you run, right? Is your family. And it's so funny. We did a team consulting call today. Me and my partner did, and it was all like communication rhythms, and it's the same stuff I'm working on in my marriage and family. And so I love what Rise Up King says. The way you show up, they say the way you show up anywhere is the way you show up everywhere.
Yes.
And so anyway, just was noodling on that today. So Tim, people want to learn more about who you are and what you do. Where can they go?
I'm not real big on Facebook and stuff, but I am on Facebook. But my company, aimhighhvac.com, there's links there to see about our company and who we are. I said I am going to be working on some YouTube stuff. That's one of the things that I've never really wanted to put myself out there as much to promote, but I am the face of my company. It is my vision. It is what I'm pushing. I need people to see who I am as a person, how I lead, how I show up. That's a big deal. So really just my website right now, and there's, I am working on YouTube and, things like that. It's kind of nice to know people like you because it's kind of what you're doing, and I get to kind of ride on your coattails a little bit there, to see how to do it.
No one's riding any coattails over here, but I appreciate the kind words. Well, Tim, thanks for coming on the show, man. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Sure, man. Pleasure.